Well, Russ, well done last weekend. Sounded like a good professional job in the end, really.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Conditions, the surface of the pitch, playing away, the travel. But like a lot of managers have said this week, just getting the job done, I think, is the right phrase. But like you said, yeah, professional performance.
The Cup, it's an old cliche, but it's not been before. It's all about getting through, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is, especially in the early rounds. And when you're the favourite, which we have been in the last couple of games, you just put that bit of added pressure on. You've got to go out and win the game. No one wanted a replay. So you have to put it on the opposition. And I think we did that superbly first 10-15 minutes of both halves. Probably should have seen the game out a lot more comfortable. But Cheshunt scored within 10 minutes of us scoring. It made a real game of it the last half an hour. And it was a bit rough at times. But we had to defend our box well, which we did really well.
And given your run of last season, of course, clubs are going to think, right, here's a chance to put one over on them, as it were.
Well, for sure. Listen, we're the ones to beat, aren't we? And but we take great pride in that. And we set up with a game plan last week, and it worked.
You know now, of course, your next opponents in the Cup will be AFC Fylde here after Fylde beat Congleton the other night in their replay. Yeah,
again, another tough game. We'll worry about that when it comes round, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic spectacle. Two good teams for the level who will both go out to try and win the game.
I was talking to Ian Long at Oldchurch earlier in the week and suggested to him that really at the fourth qualifying round stage, all you can hope for is a home tie, and you've got that.
We had three tricky away ties last year, albeit against lower opposition. But the first thing we always say in this draw is, let's at least be at home, which we've been lucky enough to draw on. And then we've got a tough game, be a good crowd, and everyone expects a good game, and with two good teams on the pitch.
Back to league action this weekend then. Farsley Celtic. How do you view that one?
I view it as another really tough game. Probably haven't started the season as they wished, but they've been in every single game bar the first one, which they lost 4-0 to Leamington. And they've got some good players and a very experienced manager who I know well. But with the likes of Jimmy Spencer and Sawyers and Mulhern, they've got players who have been at the top end of this league and the leagues above. So no chances from us. We've got to be right on it on Saturday, and have to be again very professional.
It does seem to be a kind of even spread right across the league this time, doesn't it, really? Because the promoted sides obviously started pretty well, most of them. There's nobody you look at and you think, well, they're going to be in the bottom four come the end of the season.
No, and you've just said it there, the bottom four. I think it's a lot more pressure on everybody in the league now. You've got the top 7 to try and get the playoffs, and then you want to stay well clear of the bottom 4. So I think it opens the league right up, and there's something to play for from 1 to 24. We've got to look after ourselves and make sure we're looking up rather than down, and so far we have been doing that. But there's more teams above us than I want at the moment, so we've got things to fight for.
When we were speaking last week, you told me that Nathaniel Knight, Percival and Joe Folks were due to have scans. Have they had them? If so, have you had the results? What's the story there?
Yeah, so Joe's had his scan today, and we'll get his results tonight, and Nat's got it tomorrow with the results the following day. So as of yet, nothing really to report back on that. On the plus side, Jack Behan has returned from Liverpool and he's ready to train next week. Tom Owen Evans has been given a time frame of 2 to 3 weeks. And who else? Amari Morgan-Smith and Alex Penny are back in training, so it's more positive news than it was this time last Wednesday anyway.
Alex Penny had a game last week, didn't he? So,
yeah, but like I said, he was on the bench Tuesday, trying not to be involved really, just to kind of integrate him into the squad. And then he's had the 45 minutes at Buxton and the 70 minutes on Saturday, so that we're doing the world of good.
Jack Behan, that's a bonus really, because again, I think you said he had to have a scan, so I suppose that could have gone either way.
It could have done. Listen, I think these top clubs scan anything, so we're fortunate that it's only a week to 10 days, and he's looked really sharp since he's been here. Unfortunately, he hasn't had a sniff of any action at the moment, but we've got him for the season, so we're not going to rush him back for the sake of 1 or 2 weeks.
He must be frustrated by that, because when you go out on loan, clearly you want to make an impact.
Yeah, and he's desperate to play, and I think when he finally gets on the pitch, everyone will realise why we haven't tried to rush things, and we just want to do things right. So we've got a duty of care for him and Liverpool. So we've got to be professional from every side of it really.
Injuries have kind of been the mantra of the last few weeks. Did you come through largely unscathed in terms of any new injuries last weekend?
Not if you watch the last 20 minutes when Alex Penny went off with caution and Tom Lee come on and a couple of other knocks and bruises, but we've had more players back than we've lost this week, so it's been a real plus.
Yeah, and obviously it's been a busy run of games. You'd expect to pick up a few knocks, but you do seem to have had more than your fair share, really.
Yeah, we have, and I always look at the training programme, but they've all, apart from Jack Bean, who overstretched getting a ball, they've all been match-related incidents, so it's things out of our control. If it was any muscle tears or fatigueness, then I'll be seriously looking at our training programme, but it's far from that.